How she was like,
Funny.
is it too much? Is it too intense for you? And how she was like, I can handle it.
Oh
I was
my
like-
gosh, I know. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
you
did
can't. Yeah. I was reading. These are $3 for a reason.
that.
Hi.
Hi.
We missed you and we're back.
Yes. Hi.
And today Celeste is going to be telling the story, and I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be good. So grab your drink and come join us. Oh my god, what are you going to tell me today?
So today I'm going to be telling you guys about the Michael and Dalia Dippolito case. Just buckle in because this one is a wild ride. Born in New York City on October 18th, 1982, Dalia Mohammed and her two siblings were raised by an Egyptian father and a Peruvian mother.
Oh.
They were a very tight-knit family, religious, you know. Dalia was a Libra. They would have big family dinners and go on vacations. Sorry, let me tuck my hair delicately.
Delicately.
I don't scare myself. Here's a picture of her.
Oh, I love her. She's super pretty.
She's gorgeous. When she was 13, she moved to Boynton Beach, Florida. With
From
her
New
family.
York to Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She went to school there and she graduated in 2000.
Uh-huh.
Boynton Beach is like a middle class area. It's really nice. It reminds me a lot of Orlando, like pictures of it and stuff. Nice houses, like medium sized to large houses.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of water and palm trees and stuff. It's just like a nice area. You
Yeah.
know? Nice place to raise children.
Yeah.
Dahlia lived in a gated community with her mother.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. She wasn't sure what she wanted to do with her career after she graduated high school. She ended up getting her realtor's license,
Realtor?
real estate license.
Oh, yeah.
On the side, she did some escort work.
Oh, okay.
On October 4th, 2008, a man named Michael Dippolito decided to call for an escort to spend some time with him. His wife was out of town, and so he called.
And he was monogamous.
Yeah, he called the escort service, and that was when Michael and Dahlia met for the first time. Dahlia was 26 and Michael was 38. And even though Michael was married, he was so in love, infatuated with Dahlia right off the bat. His first impression of her was that she was really, really sweet and caring and kind. He was so infatuated with her that he divorced his wife to marry her.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
After how long?
The divorce took place 2 weeks after he met Dahlia.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So he didn't wait.
Wow.
Yeah. So he divorced his wife to marry Dahlia, right? Their wedding was February 2nd, 2009, only 5 days after the divorce was finalized. And Dahlia's first impression of Mike was that he was like really charming and like he was handsome. And a little bit more about Mike Dippolito. Here's a picture of him.
Oh, okay. He kind of looks like Ron.
Does he
Does
not?
right?
And just
From
wait,
the Jersey
dude.
Shore.
And just wait.
Okay.
I know, he looks exactly like Ron.
Yeah.
I couldn't find much about him in general, like his upbringing or anything like that, but it was said that he had a bit of a rough upbringing. He was born and raised in Florida, and I don't even know if that's true. The website that I saw that information on doesn't seem very credible, so I don't know if that's true. And he also has what sounds to me like a New Jersey accent, so I don't know if he was born and raised in Florida.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but he is a Sagittarius, so there's that.
Our dogs are Sagittariuses too.
Yeah. He was just like a gym bro. He didn't necessarily have book smarts, but he was really vulnerable and really likable. People just really liked him. Michael had actually been convicted of a fraud operation in 2002. So what he would do is he would call like a bunch of old people or just like random people, and he would convince them to invest in penny stocks, and then he would be like, it's gonna be really successful, like you just invest in it and later it's gonna be really Like, it's gonna pop off and you're gonna be rich, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was obviously a scam.
Yeah.
He pled guilty to organized scheme to defraud, unlicensed telemarketing, and grand theft. He spent 2 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 28 years of probation.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be in probation. It's like, oh, I get it, but like, wow.
I know. So on March 12th, 2009, during his marriage with Dalia, Michael received a visit from his probation officer. And the probation officer basically was like, we got a bunch of anonymous phone calls saying that you're selling drugs. You're selling ecstasy and cocaine. So, like, we have to search, you know, your car or whatever.
God.
And so they searched. Nothing was found. Then just a week later, another anonymous call went through.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The caller was like, he's selling drugs. Like, he's dealing drugs from his truck. Check in the gas tank. It's going to be in there. The cops went, they checked in the gas tank and they didn't see anything. Like, they didn't find anything. Later, like, I think it was the next day, Mike was getting gas in his car and he opened the gas cap and he could see that on the lid part, there was a bunch of drugs in there that didn't belong to him. And he was like, what the hell?
Oh my God, he was getting framed.
Yeah. Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, he was met with the police again. And this time they searched him and they found a little tiny bag of cocaine and in a pack of cigarettes. And Michael started having a breakdown. He literally started crying and he was like, that's not mine. Like, I swear it's not mine. And the cops let him go. So
wow,
they must have believed him because he was not arrested.
Oh wow, that's good. I mean, it's like it wasn't his, so it's like I'm glad that they believed him.
Yeah, it's really interesting because obviously Dalia and Michael, they were just like really hot and heavy with each other. They were very intimate publicly.
Okay.
Dalia was very affectionate towards Mike in a way that sometimes made people feel uncomfortable.
Like too much PDA?
Yeah, I think like too much PDA, which is like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's weird. They were like the typical Jersey Shore couple. Literally like gym tan laundry. Both of them were tanned. They literally both look like they could be on Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Like he looks like Ron, literally.
Wow, yeah.
Here's a picture of them together.
Oh, okay. Have you ever heard of the line theory? Like where, so it's like there's two people and you...
I love your eyeshadow.
Oh, thank you. So I don't know if you guys have heard it. I don't even know if it's called the line theory and it's okay. But it's like whenever you see pictures of two people together, whoever is leaning in more and whoever is straight, like whoever is leaning in more is a person that's like more into the other person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's just a theory and I don't know what it's called.
That is really interesting.
Yeah. But it's interesting that she's like, and that he's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So about 6 months into their relationship, their anniversary had just passed. It's August 9th, 2009. Dalia gets up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, and Mike couldn't go because he had an injury, like a back injury, so he was just taking it easy. She gets up, she gets ready, and she tells him like, hey babe, I'm gonna go to the gym, like I might get you some Starbucks on the way home. And he's like kind of groggy, but he's like, okay, whatever. See you later. While she's working out, she receives a phone call at 6:20 a.m. She didn't answer, but she called right back. It was the Boynton Police Department calling her. And they're like, hey, you need to come home as soon as possible. And she's like, okay.
Oh my God.
She gets back and there are cameras everywhere. The TV show C.O.P.S was filming this whole thing going down, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Here's the clip of her getting back from the gym back to her apartment. I'm gonna go ahead and put a timestamp here if you want to skip over, because at first glance it can be a little bit
intense,
a lot
jarring.
I'm Sergeant Ramsey. I'm the one that called you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
Listen.
No.
Try to calm down. Listen. Right now, we need to get you to the station. We need to get you to our police station. I can't let you see him, man. We have to do our job. If you want us to find his killer, okay? We need you to calm down. I'm gonna need you to go with these detectives, okay? Does he have enemies? Is there anyone that would want to hurt him? Okay, who would want to hurt him? Witnesses said they saw a black male running from me. I can't let you see him, ma'am. Ma'am, I cannot do this right now.
I have have a lot of thoughts about this. Number one, why are you filming this? Number two, you just told somebody something so heavy, like their husband just got killed, and you're like, tell me if he has any enemies. That's so intense. That seems so unprofessional to me. I can understand. It's like, you can't let somebody go into a crime scene, but it's like, why are you, like, you just told her. Like, why are you asking her if, you know, like, it just seems so, like...
Yeah, so as you can see in the clip, or maybe you didn't, she is completely distraught. Understandably so. She was just told that Michael was shot and killed. They won't let her see Michael. They take her to the police station for questioning. It's not like a interrogation or anything. They just want to see if they can figure out what's going on. They're like, who could have done this? Does Michael have any enemies? Was it somebody that was resentful towards him because of the fraud scheme? You know, like, what's going on?
Oh, that's right.
Could it be the person that was giving anonymous tips to the police about Michael selling drugs, you know?
Yeah.
They bring her in. They're just asking her, like, hey, who do you think could have done this? Do you have any idea at all? At first, she's like, no, not really. Like, you know, and obviously she's in shock. And so she's like,
distraught.
I don't know. The only thing she really says is, like, Michael is on probation for his fraud scheme. So maybe it was somebody that had something to do with that. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. She starts giving them names, and they're like, okay. Then they're like, you wouldn't have any reason to hurt him, would you? She's like, no, obviously not. And they're like, okay. They bring this random guy in the room, and he's handcuffed. He's this big, tall guy. They're like, do you know him? And she's like, no, I don't know him. Turns out she does know him.
Who the hell is this man?
So why would she lie about it? Thank you. Why would she lie about that? So Dalia, I don't know. Yeah. Dalia was friends with a man named Mohammed Shihada. They had been friends for like 15 years.
Oh, wow.
They weren't like best friends or anything, according to her. They were friends for a long time. He owned a convenience store business. So one day she like went in there and he was in there. They struck up conversation about their Middle Eastern background. They both come from a Middle Eastern background in her words. And so they kind of started talking about that. And that's how they became friends.
Okay.
It was a really flirtatious friendship. So a lot of it was conversations between them or things that would happen between them were sometimes sexually driven. I guess he always kind of had a crush on her, but she more saw him as a friend. Whenever she needed something, she would call him. If she was having boy trouble, she would call him. Like, he was kind of this guy that she would always go to for like advice and stuff like that. In July of 2009, 1 month before Dalia and Mike's 6-month marriage anniversary, she calls Mohammed like she often did, and she's like, hey, I need to talk to you about Mike. Can we meet up? He's like, yeah, of course. And so they meet up. They're talking in person at a gas station, and she's telling him Mike is abusive and he is really emotionally abusive, and I'm just really unhappy with him. Is there any way that you can help me?
Wow.
Mohammed goes straight to the police.
Oh, wow.
And he tells them that Dalia has concocted this whole plan to get Michael murdered. Yeah. Bet you weren't expecting that, were you?
No. Okay, quick side note, y'all. When I listen, I don't, because it's like you never.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You never want to be that weirdo that's like victim blaming ever, and never on this channel will we ever be that.
No.
But when I did see that video when he was like, "Your man's been shot," and she was like, "No, no." And like I was like, that feels a little.
I know, and you were like, he's being so intense with her.
I know, I know.
Ow. It's okay.
Ow.
It's okay. You didn't know.
Okay. But I had an inkling, but I was like, I'm not gonna be that one to say, you know.
And you're looking out for a girl, you know what I mean? It's
I'm a girl's girl first and foremost.
You're a girl's girl first and foremost. Yeah. So she tells him this, and he's like, I gotta go to the police. So he tells the police. The police are like, I don't know if we believe you, man. Like, this is just like coming out of your mouth. Like, we don't even know this girl. You're just telling us this literally out of nowhere, you know?
Okay.
And so they're like, how about this? If you feel really serious about this and you think that she's really going to go through with this plan, why don't we have you wear a wire and you go meet up with her for a second time and tell her that maybe you do know somebody that could do that for her. So Mohammed meets back up with her.
Oh my God.
This is on August 1st, 2009. Remember, Dalia went to the gym that morning when Mike was killed on August 9th. So this is on the 1st.
Okay.
He meets her at the gas station again, the same gas station where they met before. But this time, his car is all decked out in cameras, wires. He's wearing a wire. And the second that she gets in the car, she starts talking about wanting to have Michael murdered. Just straight up. She just starts telling Mohammed that she wants him killed and that she's very serious about it. I think it's typical practice when setting up a sting to try and kind of sway the person that's saying these things into maybe not doing that. To be like, well, are you sure? You know? And I don't know if that's a fact, but I just think maybe it is because they want to give the person the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Because people say things and it's like...
Like in the heat of the moment. Yeah.
So he tells her, are you sure you want to go through this? Is it really worth the money? Because he had the impression that Dalia was doing this for money.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like, are you sure you want to do that for money? Like, is it really worth it? And she's like, it's not even about the money. Like, I need this done. Like, I'm 100% sure. And then...
Why, though? Why?
I know. Mohammed is like, what about Mike's mom? Like, aren't you worried about that? What if people suspect that you're involved? She literally says, she's like, do you know what murder is? Nobody's gonna suspect me.
Wow. And like, why not just a divorce? Like, why do you have to, you know, when it comes to things like with people dealing with abuse and stuff like that, I feel like it's different, you know?
Yeah.
But like, a lot of the times people feel like that is their only option because they are under so much like stress, you know?
Yeah, and they're like afraid
of their life. Yeah. They feel like they can't get away, like just, you know, like escape.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally no way for me to know, but it doesn't sound like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're about to see.
Okay.
That's what she says. And again, all of this is being recorded because it's the cops. That's just how they do it.
Yeah.
But also because of the TV show Cops that's like filming this whole thing while it's going down. Watching it, it really feels like he's trying to be like, are you sure? Are you really sure? You
like
know?
he's like trying to make her be like, can you not?
Yeah. Because I feel like part of that is like he's trying to sway her for the cops because they probably told him to, but also because I think he cares about her.
Yeah.
You know?
They've been friends for like 10 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
Wow.
Which is so long.
That's a long time.
Which is like as long as our friendship, mine and yours, I think.
Yeah.
Then he tells her, I know a guy. I can get this done for you. I can hook up like a meetup. But once it's done, it's done. Like you can't turn back. Mike will be dead, you know?
Oh my God.
And she's like, okay, I'm 100% sure. She gives Mohammed 2 pictures of Mike so that the hitman can like make sure he's getting the right guy. And $1,200.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That it's like that's what your husband's life is worth? I know. Wow.
So on August 3rd, 2009, just a couple days after she met up with Mohammed, her friend, she meets up with this hitman. It's at a CVS parking lot and it's around 5 p.m. And little did she know, it was not a hitman. It was this man named Witty Jean, and he was an undercover police officer. And he was posing as a hitman, and he like was it's wild. But yeah, so they start discussing this plan. Just like Mohammed, Witty also gave Dalia chances to back out, make a different decision.
Yeah.
In fact, it felt like he was encouraging her to make a different decision.
Yeah.
As an example, he started telling her the money is not enough. The $1,200, like he's gonna need way more than that. Use the money to purchase the gun and the car that he's gonna be in and the clothes that he's gonna wear. This money is not gonna be enough. That's what he tells her.
Kind of like to be like, it's not enough. You don't have any more. Okay, drop it kind of thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And he's like, I have to trust your word that you're gonna end up paying me. This is a lot. I'm putting a lot of trust in you. Like, are you sure you want to go through with this? Are you gonna be able to pay me once it's done? He gives her 3 to 4 opportunities to back out.
Wow.
And she doesn't. Here's a part of that interaction.
Oh, Jesus.
And when it's done, you know, you're not going to have an option to change your mind. Even if you change your mind, I'm talking to him.
There's no changing. No, there's no, like, I'm determined already. I'm positive, like, 5,000% sure, like, with me, you're not going to have a problem. You're not going to have an issue. You know what I mean? Nothing of nothing. I just...
Okay. Do you go jogging in the morning? You go to the gym in the morning?
I was going to the gym, yeah. I mean, if I go tomorrow, it's not going to look weird or anything. It's like I go to the gym on a regular basis.
All right. Wednesday morning, go to the gym.
All right.
So as you can hear in that clip, she literally says, I'm 5,000% sure. That's pretty sure, you know?
That's pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So now we are all caught up to the beginning of the story, August 9th. She
Okay.
goes to the gym. She's like, I'm going to pick you up some Starbucks. And the cops have constructed this entire setup. And the most shocking part of this entire case to me is her acting when she gets to the scene and she's like,
Yeah, her hands are shaking.
yeah, like it's when I first saw that, I was like, my heart broke because I didn't realize that it was fake, you know? Like,
yeah.
I thought she was genuinely traumatized. And I felt like really strongly about that moment when I first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I decided to put a timestamp because it can be kind of intense to watch. But once you watch it and then find out that it's fake, it's like, whoa. And then you start noticing little things about that clip where you're just like, yeah, that makes sense that it's fake, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wow.
So she goes to the gym. The cops show up at Mike's apartment and they bang on the door, which is like, I don't know why that was necessary, but they bang on the door and Mike comes down and he's all shocked and like stressed out, and he's already had enough run-ins with the law, so like I'm sure this like them banging on the door probably stressed him out. Like he was like, what is happening?
He's like, now what kind of thing?
Yeah. He's like kind of out of breath when he answers the door and they're like, hey man, like you're not in trouble. Your wife is planning on killing you today.
Jeez.
So you're gonna have to come with us. And he's like, what? He's completely shocked. He's having a hard time breathing, you could tell. They're like, take a minute, but like we gotta hurry because she's gonna be back any minute, you know. He like takes a minute, he like sits down for a moment, and then that's when Dalia comes home from the gym. The scene is set up by the cops where she has the hysterical breakdown. Remember they brought in the random guy at the very beginning, and they were like, do you know this guy? That was Witty Jean, the hitman.
Oh my god.
And they went as far as having Witty Jean still pose as the hitman when they brought him in, so he was in handcuffs when they brought him in.
Wow.
Even at that point, they were still,
like,
know,
doing
acting
it,
this thing out.
I hate giving cops credit for anything ever, but damn, that's good.
I know.
Oh.
It's like, it makes for really good entertainment, especially when someone's like so evil, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so at that point, they are still having him pretend to be the hitman, and they bring him in, and here's a clip of that.
Bring this guy in here. You know who this guy is?
No,
You've never seen him before?
I've never seen him before. Ever.
Do you know her?
Put your head up and look at her.
Put your head up.
I've never seen him.
What were you doing coming out of her house? Get him out of here. You're going to jail today for solicitation of murder. You're under arrest.
So, like, as you can see in the clip, I find it funny because it's just wild that, like, she's still acting the way that she is throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, it is shocking. It's, like, borderline, she is giving sociopath vibes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, still to this point, she doesn't understand that Mike is still alive.
Wow.
You know, and she's faking that, like, she's mourning him. Like, that is so wild to me.
I can't imagine loving someone or saying that I love someone, you know, and then planning to, like, conspire their murder. Like, that's so intense. Why would you ever do that? Why wouldn't you just get a divorce? I genuinely don't understand.
Just get a divorce.
Was it because of the money or what?
When she was initially telling Mohammed about it, she said that Mike was so emotionally abusive and manipulative that she felt like she couldn't get a divorce.
Oh.
That's like her explanation to Mohammed. So
okay.
As you can see in the clip, the entire time Dalia's like, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
They do that. It's wild because she is the only person that doesn't realize that everybody else knows what's going on.
Wow.
And not only that they know, but they have video proof of her admitting her guilt and saying that she wants Mike to be killed multiple times.
Yeah.
at this point, like you saw in the clip, he's like, it's done, it's over. Like, you're getting arrested. Like, we know the whole thing is a lie.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to jail of solicitation of first-degree murder of your husband. And they literally confront her with the evidence. The officer literally says, we have video proof of what you said. We have recordings of what you said. She's still like, I didn't do anything. Like, she's literally saying, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. She starts saying that. I didn't do anything. And then the officer goes on to say, your husband is alive. Did you know that? Your husband is alive.
Oh my God.
And she says, thank God. And he's like, oh, thank God. Like, he literally says that. He's like, oh, thank God.
Wow.
But, yeah, and then she's like, let me see him. Let me see him. I need to see him. Like, she's demanding that they let her see him.
Okay.
Which is so wild. Eventually, they let her see him, and they open the interrogation room door.
Mm-hmm.
He's standing in the hall, and he's like, the look on his face is so heartbreaking. It's more than shock. He looks horrified. He's standing there with his arms crossed. His mouth is like slightly open. His eyes are like kind of wide, and he's like having a hard time breathing. And he's just looking at her like, just like heartbroken, you know?
Yeah.
And as I said, he was like infatuated with her. Like you said, the line theory, he's leaning more towards her. I think he was definitely more in love with her than she was with him, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh, imagine, dude, that's so sad.
I know. So he's just standing there like looking at her, and she's like, Mike, come here. Come here. She starts yelling at him to come to her. Like, she's literally like, come here.
Oh my
Come
God.
here.
Come here. Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here.
Can't fix this.
Why not? I didn't do anything.
I heard you.
And he's not budging. He's like, I'm not gonna come to you. He's just standing in the hallway like, I'm not gonna come to you, lady. Like, you are the epitome of evil. You're worse than evil.
Yeah.
It's so wild to me that even at this point, like, she's seeing Michael, this man, she literally just tried to get killed, and she's still playing this part of, like, the innocent victim, you know?
For real, dude.
It's so wild. It's like they have video proof, girl. Like,
Yeah.
come on. So, did Mike see this coming? Was he aware of who he was married to? Interestingly enough, you know how he had those anonymous calls about the drugs?
Oh, yeah.
He suspected that was Dalia when that happened.
He did?
Yeah, he was on probation for a while, and because he got charged in 2002, and then he did 2 years, so he got out in 2004, and then he was on probation until he met Dalia in 2009. So that whole time, he was doing great. He was going to AA meetings, he was like going to the gym, taking care of his body, like just doing good, you know?
Yeah.
Just trying to get off probation, doing what he can to like get over this charge, you know? Because it really affects your life when you're a felon.
Mm-hmm. You can't do anything as a felon.
No, you can't do anything. And so he was just doing good. As soon as Dalia came into his life, things started to change. Those anonymous calls felt very strategic, and he kind of had a feeling that maybe Dalia had something to do with it. But he didn't know why, and he like just didn't know like how to bring it up.
Yeah.
But one day he was like, screw it, I'm just gonna confront her and see if she knows anything, you know? Like maybe she did it by accident, maybe she didn't mean to. And so he asks her, like, did you have anything to do with that? He decides to ask her while she's driving. She's
smart.
She starts going 190 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he's like freaking out, and he's like, oh my God, stop. And eventually he's like, I'm sorry I said anything, like, just please stop. Because he's like afraid for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so eventually she stops. It's dropped.
Jesus.
And like he never brings it up again.
Yeah. That's a weird thing to do when somebody calls you out on something.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you are guilty, aren't
Okay,
you?
then you did it, yeah.
She also showed other signs of toxicity, we can say.
Yeah.
Mike had to pay $190,000 in restitution, and if he could pay that amount off before his probation was over, then he would be eligible to get off early.
Okay.
Dalia was like, if you give me $100,000, then I'll put $90,000 of my own money in, and then together we can get that paid off sooner. So he says okay. He gives her the money, and lo and behold, the lawyer never received the money.
Whoa.
Yeah. And apparently at one point she even faked a pregnancy to get Mike to sign over the deed of his house to her. So she had her ex-boyfriend call Mike. Her ex's name was named Mike as well, interestingly enough, Mike Stanley. She had him call Mike and pretend to be a lawyer and be like something about like, your wife may be pregnant, so I think it'd be a good idea for you to sign the house over to her. And Mike was like, okay. And so he did it. Yeah.
Mike.
I know. And so she had his house. She had a bunch of his money.
Jeez.
And she was literally trying to Black Widow him before the entire hitman thing even went down.
Wow.
So it was like she was trying to get everything he owned and then get rid of him, whether by manipulation or by setting him up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. On August 9th, 2009, the same day that Dalia goes to the apartment and is told that Mike has been killed, the video that was recorded by cops of that whole thing of her like breaking down, they released that to the public on the same day. They put that on YouTube.
On the same day?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they put it on YouTube the same day. So
Wow.
when Dalia is getting arrested and they like bring her out of the police station, they have her in handcuffs. They're like gonna take her to jail. They're transporting her to jail. There's a bunch of cameras. There's cameras everywhere. And they were all taking pictures of her as she was coming out.
Oh my God.
And every media outlet that got the video was putting it on the news, and they were talking about how amazing her acting was. And
wow.
they were,
for that to happen like in real time, that's crazy.
I know.
You know?
I know. And she like probably was shocked when she came out and she saw all the cameras and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like, everyone was shocked at how well she was doing at playing this part of the widowed wife, and how she displayed such intense emotion only to find out that she planned it all, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. We already know that Dalia is very manipulative. It's very clear by the way that she acts, the way that she speaks, the way that she set this entire thing up.
Yeah.
And she continues throughout this case showing how manipulative she is, even in jail. So she goes to jail and she gets a couple of phone calls. And the first call that she makes is to her mom. It's a really interesting phone call because her mom's response is not what I expected. But she calls her mom and she's like, Mom, I didn't do anything. And her mom is like, I know you didn't do anything. You should have broken up with him sooner. That's what I told you. Was the mom aware of the alleged abuse? Is that why she's saying that? Or like, why is she saying that? You know?
Yeah, why is she so quick? I mean, it's like your daughter, but also like why?
Yeah, I just don't, it's just interesting. The second call that she makes, can you guess who she calls?
To Muhammad?
No, Mike.
Her
the
ex?
man she just tried to kill. Yeah.
Oh, no, her current man.
Yeah. Yeah, she calls Mike. Her second call in jail, she makes to Mike.
Okay.
So she calls him. Let me just play you a clip of what she says to him.
Okay. I am all over the place with this, y'all.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Hello? Hey, it's me. Yeah, what's up? Nothing, Mike. Can you please come here? Hey, listen, I don't want to fight with you. Honestly. I can't help you. Don't you understand what just happened? What they're saying is not true. How is that possible? Like, I'm sitting here. It's not true. It's not possible. You wouldn't even give me 2 minutes to talk to you, but it's not possible. What they're saying is not true. How in the hell did I hear it and see it? I heard what you heard. It's not true. I heard what you heard and I saw what you saw. Everything they showed you, they showed me. And how is it not? How are you telling me that? I am giving you my word that it's not true. What do you? Dad, I couldn't help you if I wanted to. Like, please, I need an attorney. Can you please help me?
She's got some nerve.
I know. She immediately starts gaslighting him.
Wow.
And she demands that he helps her. Like, she's literally like, it's not true. Like, she's so, like,
She's so aggressive about it, yeah.
Yeah, and just, like, really intense about it. And he's like, I literally can't. Like, you did this. I can't help you, you know?
I'm proud of him.
Yeah, and people are like, why did you take the call, Mike? And he was like, I just had to hear what she had to say. You know? Like,
I understand why he took the call.
yeah, and it's like he loved her, you know? also.
Yeah.
Like,
His literal wife.
the ultimate betrayal to have to experience, and then on top of that have her be like, I didn't do anything. You have to come get me.
It's like, at least take responsibility.
Yeah.
You know?
And how she was like, everything that they showed you, they showed me. It's like, okay.
Okay.
Like, what does that mean, girl? Get this. While the police were taking Mohammed's first statement, when he was like telling them that Dalia had this whole plan,
Oh, yeah.
he told the police that this isn't the first time that Dalia has tried to have him killed. She tried to kill him before with antifreeze. Yeah.
What the hell?
So when the cops are talking to Mike, they're like, can you tell us a little bit about the antifreeze situation? And he's like, what? Like, at first he doesn't register what they're talking about. And they're like trying to jog his memory, and they're like, antifreeze, does that like ring any bells? Did she do anything that would have made you think that she used antifreeze? And he's like, oh yeah, there was one time where she came back from getting a Starbucks and she got me an iced tea. I tasted it and it tasted really bad. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought it just tasted bad, and I spit it out, and I was sick for 2 weeks after that.
Mike, wait.
He never realized that she tried to kill him before.
He's been through it, dude.
Yeah.
And, like, the trust issues that you would have afterwards, like, going through something like this, you know what I mean? Like, that sucks.
Yeah. So Mike obviously does not help her with any of her financial, like, stuff after this. He doesn't help her with legal stuff. He is obviously very upset.
Yeah.
And on April 25th, 2011, the trial begins. And Dalia gets her own attorney because Mike won't help her. And this attorney comes up with the most bizarre defense theory I think I've ever heard. The defense attorney presents this theory that Mike, Mohammed, and Dalia concocted this plan to become reality TV stars.
Reality TV?
Yeah. He kind of says they came up with this plan to become reality TV stars, and they thought that they could gain fame through, like, going on the C.O.P.S TV show. Mm-hmm. Which doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
And also on top of that, say that was the case. Say that she was set up and, like, nobody else got in trouble. It was just her.
Yeah.
And the whole plan the entire time was for them to be on reality TV. Never once when she was being interrogated, when she called her mom, when she went up to Mike in the interrogation room, you know? In none of those instances did she ever, and it's all been recorded. Mm-hmm. She never said, no, wait, I was supposed to be a reality star. So you could just throw that right out the window,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And the evidence that was presented in the courtroom was Dalia's search history of her looking at reality TV casting opportunities, which I'm like, what they didn't know was that the prosecution had history of Dalia's as well. They came to the trial with pages and pages and pages and pages of text messages between her and her ex, Mike Stanley.
Oh my God.
Most of the texts are X-rated. But not only that, they were talking about the plans to plant drugs on Mike's car and what they were going to do once Mike was out of the picture.
Wow.
How they were going to like live in the house together that Mike owned. Yeah, the plan initially was to get him in trouble with the law since he was on probation, get him back in prison or whatever, and then just steal all of his money in his house. And if you remember, Mike Stanley was the one that called Mike pretending to be a lawyer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole time, that was her plan.
Wow.
Obviously, the drug bust plan didn't go as planned, so that's when she took it up a level and decided to have him murdered.
Wow.
On May 13th, 2011, it only took the jury 3 hours to deliberate and find Dalia guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder.
Wow.
And she was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
Wow.
An appeals court in 2014 found that the jury was improperly selected. What had happened was they found out that one of the jury from the trial was aware of the antifreeze situation when the trial started, so that information was inadmissible in court, so they had to do a retrial in 2016.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. The retrial comes up and her defense team argued police entrapment. She was thinking that she was going to be a reality TV star, and then they tricked her, basically. They brought up the fact that the C.O.P.S TV show posted the video on the same day, and they stated that that was the whole thing, like it was all for entertainment. I see their point, but at the same time, it's like the cops on C.O.P.S, it's completely unscripted. They don't go by a script. They don't go by plans of what they're gonna do. So if something like that happens, it's just filmed. So
it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up. It's not concrete. You know? It's not concrete evidence.
Yeah.
However, because her defense team argued police entrapment, it resulted in a hung jury and a mistrial. Again, she's going to court for the 3rd time. In the mistrial, she was found guilty.
Oh, good. Again. Finally.
The jury only took 90 minutes to deliberate this time, and her 20-year sentence was actually upheld. She was, again, sentenced for solicitation to commit first-degree murder, but she spent 8 years on house arrest during all of the trials that were happening.
Oh, yeah.
So because of that, they granted her a 4-year credit towards her sentence, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So she would be spending the remainder of the time in prison.
Oh, okay.
While on house arrest, she did have a baby, which is really interesting.
Was it the ex-Mike's baby?
No, it was a maintenance man. Because she was on house arrest, and a maintenance man came, and they, I guess, fell in love and had a baby. Which is so random.
Whoa.
She has tried again and again and again to appeal her sentence. She even sent her case to the Supreme Court, and they denied to review it. She's just still trying to get released, but as of right now, she's set to be released in 2032, and by then her child will be 16 years old.
Wow.
Mike, on the other hand, is doing really well. He paid off his restitution, and he now owns a real estate business. And he got married in 2017 to a woman named Gloria, and they seem like a really happy couple.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and that is the case of Dalia Dippolito.
Wow. I was not expecting, like, any of that.
I know. I'm gonna finish my makeup really quick, if that's okay with you. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
And then
They
we'll
said
be
yes.
back.
We'll be back. Wow.
So that's it for today's video. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was so good, dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it. I know. It was, I mean, I wasn't expecting any of it. Like, that is insane.
I know. The first time I heard this story, I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's actually insane. I think it's a really interesting case and semi-lighthearted because Mike is still alive, so that's good,
thank goodness, yeah.
And no extreme violence took place, so yeah. But thank you so much for being here. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a little comment, and we hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yes, thank you for being here. Have a good day. Bye. That's good.